Hello Leo, welcome to your 2024 year ahead reading using the tarot. What I have done here is pulled a tarot card for you month by month for the year 2024, and I will interpret the messages that are coming through for you now intuitively. Then I'm going to defer to another deck. Let's get that warmed up, and that way I can pull another card for each month of the year. We'll see if there's duplicating cards. We'll see if there are themes that are being tied together throughout the year, month by month. Welcome back if you are a Leo returning viewer to my channel, especially if you're watching one of these year ahead readings again. I set the intention for these readings to be a very useful tool, both practically, both spiritually, to offer guidance to you throughout the year ahead. Like checking in with these throughout the year is a great idea, or even grabbing like a little notebook or your notes app on your phone and just writing down a couple of keywords or themes that come up if you feel like doing that. If not, just sit back, relax, and tune in. Leo, this looks like an amazing year ahead for you. It's one of those readings that it's one of the readings I've done so far for the different signs where I almost don't want to pull more cards because it looks so amazing and blessed, and there's a really fabulous sort of storyline building all year. But for the depth, for purposes of depth, I think we need to pull another card for each month. Let's look at January. January is a very blissful energy, the Nine of Cups. So this tells me you're in your little nesting energy, you're in your sort of comfortable seat, you're sort of feeling good, you're feeling replenished. Emotionally, you feel very restored. You could have had a recent win or a recent breakthrough which has made you feel very comfortable, very confident, very much like the cat that got the cream, okay? I feel like you maybe have got a pet recently. I feel like you've got something like something in your life that's just enhanced the overall sentimentality. The emotional situation is like really building up to something really positive for you in January. It might have been just that you've been surrounded by a lot of people recently, and they're the kind of people that you share memories with, and you've just really just enjoyed their company. I have got the Sun card and the Seven of Cups coming out of the deck here. It really wouldn't surprise me to Leo if we got this Star card again. When I pulled this first round of 12 cards, the Star card leapt out of the card. To me that indicated like, okay, so 2024 is a year of healing for Leo. 2024 is a year of future orientation and a vision. And the Nine of Cups and the Star card, I mean, if you look up any Tarot 101 on the internet, one of the most basic things you'll see is the Nine of Cups and the Star card together being the wish cards. I don't necessarily subscribe to it, but I don't not either. They really do indicate at times when I see them in a reading that your wishes and dreams are coming true this year. I mean, who wouldn't want that? I certainly want that for you, Leo. The Sun card and the Seven of Cups, some of you have really reached this sort of breakthrough recently, this happiness, this clarity, this overall sort of sense of being like childlike again, but it's had to come through. Quite usually this happens after a very confusing, disorienting Seven of Cups energy where there's like a cloudiness or there's a lack of clarity around what you're choosing, what you're doing, if you're under any illusions. The Nine of Cups might just be that recently you've broken free of many illusions in your life, or you found clarity on your purpose, and that's what's making you feel so good at the beginning of the year. But let's pull another card and see what's coming through with the Nine of Cups. In February, we're swiftly following that with our first major arcana card, the Fool card, which indicates new territory, a new beginning, a rather significant starting out point for you. First, let's clear up January. The Six of Cups. I mean, gorgeous energy. This is about people being around you, friends, family, siblings, cousins, relatives, the friends that kind of stand the test of time, those real kind of like the people you can always rely on to like bring up a fun memory, or you know, you can look back at old photos together. There's just a lot of shared happiness with the people that you're surrounding yourself with in January. For whatever reason, people are coming back into your life to wish you well, to support you, to be around you, and to keep you uplifted, and the energy is mutual. You're really uplifting others. There's a lot of positive talk around you. There's a lot of positive self-talk. It's great. Like, cup cards relate to emotion and feeling, and the 9 and 6 are some of the greatest cup cards that you could see. I mean, we also have the 3 of Cups this year and the 2 of Cups, so emotionally this is one of the most fulfilling years of your life. In terms of relationships, in terms of the relationship with yourself, self-love, inner child healing, and kind of just like wonderful connection and relationships emerging in your world, or the existing relationship strengthening. There's nothing more to say about January except it could be feasting, hosting, visiting, bringing gifts, everyone just feeling good. Maybe a few too many, and your face is nice and red and you've got that little flush to you, Leo, and you're just feeling very satisfied. So now, like I said, we've got the Fool card, and we have somebody out on a walk. They're traveling real light. They have the fresh, optimistic energy that comes with the very first card of the Major Arcana, because it signals that adventure is just on the horizon for you. And this is a month where you're going to start to explore new territory and where new chapters are starting to begin for you. Let me know in the comments, how has your January been so far? Have you felt connected? Have you seen a lot of people? Are you around real good people? I mean, wow, the Empress card. The Empress card is about abundance, inner richness. It can be fertility. It can be birth of all sorts. It is the mother archetype. We could see a real closeness to the mother that you embody when you mother yourself by nurturing yourself and speaking to yourself with so much love and kindness. We could see a beginning and an initiative happening around you and your own mother. Are there steps that need to be taken on that healing journey? Are there any steps or breath of fresh air that you could inject into that relationship at this time? The Fool card speaks to optimism. So to me, this is speaking to positive unfoldment. And if you'll note, the Empress card is another Major Arcana. Major Arcana, there's 22 out of 78. So when they come up, they're more significant. You also have a Moon card, a Magician card, a Hermit card. They're the other majors so far. February is a big month, a big leap forward for you in terms of soul growth. Soul growth doesn't always mean heavy duty karma clearing. In fact, it means blessings. It means reward. It means when the culmination happens of sort of leveling up spiritually, and then you just get to really live in this. So full steam ahead in February. It's one of the best months of the year for you, it looks like. Other things that could be happening in Empress card energy: enormous amounts of gratitude experienced by you, feeling extremely blessed, again just seated so comfortably here, even though there's this kind of more daring or progressive or like get up and go attitude of the Fool card. It doesn't seem like you have to rush into anything. It just seems like you really are very trusting in what's unfolding for you. You feel very connected. Some of you are stepping into motherhood. Some of you are stepping into greater creativity and sort of really enriching your inner world so that it can spill out with love to everything you do. Like, the Empress is one of my favorite cards, so really happy to see that, and very fabulous positive new beginnings for you in the month of February. I mean, the celebrations of this possibly are what's underway then in March. So whatever is started out, whatever is initiated, it is very well received. Again, the Three of Cups shows people rallying around. It shows family. It shows emotional support systems. It shows friendships. It shows celebration and a real sense of camaraderie, sometimes sorority. This also can relate to toasting. What are we celebrating in March? What is the big news? What's going so well? Is it something that is related to January or February? For some, for sure. It looks like for some, for February's breakthrough is going to be received very well and grow very quickly. But for others, this will be just another reason to celebrate in March or to have a very good old time. the Ace of Swords. These cards are so beautiful, Leo. I'm really enjoying reading this for you because I truly know that this is going to be a great year for those of you who claim this reading. The Ace of Swords. This is just something that's very affirmative. So if you're looking for an answer to a question that you have in March, why don't we think of something now and kind of have it on the back burner? If something comes up for you in March and you need an answer, why not expect that to be a yes? The Ace of Swords is just very much like we're breaking through, we have the clarity, we have the insight, everything makes sense. It's just kind of a zero obstacle month for you. I love that. I mean, the Libra card at the bottom of the deck is Justice, and it's calling me to talk about the Libra South Node eclipse that's going to be occurring on the 25th of March. Leo, look to the Libra house in your birth chart. We're going to be seeing some sort of a high point of focus towards the mid to end point of March in the Libra area of your chart. It's not something that's coming out of the blue. As a matter of fact, this theme in that Libra house of yours has been building since 2023 at this point. So it's just sort of a continuation of a theme, but because it's a South Node eclipse, there sometimes can be something like karmically rewarding about it or karmically debt settling. If there are some of you who are literally waiting on a debt to be settled or a case to be closed or filed away and kind of just like sign on the dotted line and we're finishing that up, the Justice card bodes very well as a positive omen. I like that. But overall, I mean, I want to go deeper with these messages, but it's easier to go deeper on the more challenging soul growth points of the year for people sometimes, and so far this is about you reaping the rewards and enjoying the blessings that you deserve. And then we have the Moon card in April. And we have an eclipse in April. On the 8th of April, there is a North Node configuration with the solar eclipse in Aries. Okay, so this is a different flavor. This is a little bit more of a dramatically good or purpose-oriented, future-oriented sort of an energy. What I can see just tying up here from April into May, because I really feel like January, February, March, let's just enjoy that very blessed and fulfilling, emotionally rewarding energy. These two major arcana cards, the Moon for April and the Magician for May, they are representing a moment of doubt in April, or that kind of like sensation of spiraling. I don't know what the hell is going on, what is going on, asking these existential questions. Death card here at the bottom of the deck, another major arcana. This kind of like, I need to surrender because I don't have the answers. And then the Magician card very rapidly after. It's almost like you were invited into Moon card energy to a kind of sometimes can be frightening, but not terrorizing, I don't think. It's more like just asking some questions and not having the answers. But then by May, the Magician card is really, it's the second major arcana, so it's really taking a lot of decisive action. It's the first representation really of you stepping more into your masculine at this point and feeling like that yang kind of spark of assertiveness, self-confidence, doing something about it, following up, making it happen for yourself. Because like I said, January through March, it's that really yin, receiving, abundance, inner fulfillment, inner richness, the feminine. Let's look at the Moon card, and you know, while we're at it, let's look at the Magician card too. I have the Knight of Cups and I have the Three of Swords. So the Pisces energy is strong, strong, strong in April. Both of these cards together talk about the sign of Pisces. Now, there could be a Pisces in your life that's taking up a lot of your focus. There could be a Pisces in your world that you're dealing with, okay? It could be that. It absolutely doesn't have to be that either. Pisces is a theme that you might be dealing with. So this is enhanced creativity, spiritual breakthrough, a connection to something that's a little bit unexplainable. It's a Moon card energy is hard to navigate at times, but the gift of Pisces is, as an archetype, and we all have Pisces in our chart, they find it a little bit easier to navigate the Moon card energies, because what is required here in the Moon card energy is when the answer is not there, or when times are unsure, we need to kind of tap into certain core foundational beliefs if we have them. A core foundational belief of mine as a Pisces would be that everything always turns out okay, or what's meant to be will be. And maybe this is not necessarily 100% of the time accurate, but because it's such a foundational and core belief of mine, it kind of works. It just does. And that's the kind of quality of Pisces: the surrender, the trust, the sense of faith, and greater compassion, a lot of healing. The Three of Swords, because this is representing an action you need to take on something that might be painful for somebody, Leo, might be painful for yourself, but the Three of Swords, this can't be healed until those swords are taken out of the heart space, dealt with. And this is the sort of time of the year, I think, April into May, where you have the courage to face kind of trickier situations, or you've got the courage to face the depths of your soul and the deeper parts of your psyche, and you're not scared of this. In fact, you feel awe when it's like these are the tears of joy. I feel like you feel like you're looking around you and something clicks, and there's something divine about it. It makes sense, but if you were to explain it to your family or your neighbor or a stranger, they would kind of look at you like, what on earth are they talking about? But that's this sort of spiritual sense that you have in April, that it's ineffable, it can't really be defined, you just have to experience it. So it's a very profound and deep breakthrough. The Magician card and the Three of Swords. The Magician card and the Three of Swords. This is speaking to you taking a very dynamic action on something which promotes healing, although there is something about May that perhaps comes with you having to do something difficult, having to do something about something. Six of Pentacles, the Devil card at the bottom of the deck, having to address a more karmic situation at this point, where there's something about it that has like some quality of a round and round we go. This is something that's enabling. This is a situation that you enable another person, or you're being enabled. It's something codependent, it's something unhealthy, it's something that somebody needs to be set free from this. And sometimes the freeing sensation can bring a little bit of pain. I'm really sorry, Leo, I just have to send a quick text. Something just has come up here. Okay, so now we're moving into the month of June. And we have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups, okay, so something kind of, one little thing that I just want to note here about June, July, August, September. There's one sort of storyline that's just popping right up at me, but I will clear up these cards one by one as well. This is about some sort of, for some, a relationship emerging in their life. Somebody comes back from the past, somebody comes in, somebody surprises you with their growth or their healing. Somebody like an old friend, like an old lover, like a family member, somebody comes to you and wants to connect again, or wants to reveal something about themselves. And you have this kind of like breakthrough about it, and I think first of all you feel very positive about this, and you're like, yeah, I definitely think that would be great for us, let's do it and let's see what happens, and I welcome you back. And then the Eight of Swords, I feel like you go through this period then with that of being in a doubt, or kind of like psyching yourself out, or sort of saying like this will be, or seeing the negative side of it, you know, and there might be a very negative side of it, who knows. But I think ultimately the Two of Cups would show that there is an ultimate finish here of like happiness and connection. That's just something that I see happening for you this year, and it probably would be July, August, September, October, or pardon me, July, August, September, October. Yes. I think I'm like tripping here, haven't I? Okay, April, May, June. Okay, June, July, August, September. My head's gone. Okay, let's look at the Page of Cups. If this is not somebody just popping in for a quick chat, or somebody pops into your life and happy to see them, there is some sort of a surprising energy in store for June that really, usually the Page of Cups brings with it something very pleasant. And we have the Seven of Pentacles, that Justice card at the bottom of the deck, and the Eight of Pentacles, and the Hermit. So we're seeing this Hermit card coming up. We'll see that coming up in October. Okay, so something to do with work is now starting to come more and more into the focus. So by June, there's something about what you're working on, your projects, your goals, your job, the company you're building, the investments you've made, what you've kind of just been like putting your focus towards growing and sort of seeing where it's going to take you. That seems to really start to be rewarded, or like you see from the Seven of Pentacles to the Eight of Pentacles, a real sort of sense of like pushing through. The Virgo energy comes up here, meaning you could be dealing with a Virgo from here on out for a lot of the year, or a Libra. If not, there is something about that Libra moon, the Libra eclipse that happened in March, where we saw this Justice card already, sort of say that something is being like worked out at this time. You might just see the results starting to become more possible and tangible in June. But yeah, I mean, somebody surprises you, I think overall. I'm going to stick to my original download. Somebody surprises you in June with all the work they've been doing on themselves, with the progress that they've made, and you know what, you're happy to see it. This could be somebody you've been rooting for, Leo. This could be somebody that, you know, this is really going to mean a lot to you now, to see that they have really pushed forward. And because this is such an emotionally fulfilling year for you, there's going to be years where we plow ahead in our career. There's going to be years where we have to really take a step back and face some challenges and do some personal growth and reorienting our direction and recalibrating. Then there's just certain years, like what looks like 2024 for you, where it's really about personal fulfillment, a real strong sense of self-development, happiness and joy and celebration and connection. So I mean, that looks like it's going to be beautiful. Like, I would take that all day. The Four of Cups in reverse again. This looks like July rather. We're in the second half of the year now with the Four of Cups in reverse. Sometimes the Four of Cups upright can be very much about you declining, or you feeling like you want to pull back or resist, or sort of take time to yourself. And sometimes it can suggest like you have some sort of an emotional disconnect, but in the reversal, funnily enough, as it came through, actually shows the opposite. It shows you re-emerging. So again, I feel like a relationship is either new, maybe romantic, maybe friendship, maybe business, some new substantial relationship emerges in July. Or for others, you're actually going to be seeing somebody come back from the past, like I said, at this portion of the year, where naturally there's going to be questions for you. But overall, there's a sense of like things being healed. The Page of Wands. It would be great now, some of these relationships that are emerging for you, or even just the people that you kind of are back in touch with or more in touch with. It's so much about people and your connections and relationships this year, and new life, old friends, new romances, strengthening bonds. It's a beautiful year for that. The Page of Wands for you is the Four of Cups. Okay, so this is a very fun and like easygoing kind of relationship. It brings out a kind of light-hearted side of you. You can just have a really good time with this person. The Page of Wands also speaks to travel and vacation. It doesn't seem like this is like a year for you to like take this massive career jump. Maybe at the end of the year, if I'm perfectly honest, we see a massive spiritual breakthrough. We see the main call to action for you in a big way is addressing something around matters of the heart, healing and appropriately dealing with something that has been painful and now needs to be healed, or something needs to happen around this. Anybody you miss, anything, if there's been any sense of loneliness, if there's been any sense of distance, this is not the year where that won't be possibly healed or managed and brought all back into the fold. Now, there is a new chapter of your life starting in February, and it is a very blessed one indeed. Okay, so it's not that we're missing out on any kind of development beyond emotions and spirituality and happiness, but that does seem to be the main focus so far. The Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords in the month of August. The Eight of Swords can be tricky. It can be a period, you know, I've seen the Eight of Swords come up for me, and basically all it's been is, oh, they're never going to text me back. Oh, they asked me to do this job and I never heard from them again. It must be me. I mean, it has to be me, right? So it's very like negative self-talk when really just it's not for you. So a core foundational belief here might be useful. If you have this belief that what's for me won't pass me, then August might be a time for you to really test that. And if you really believe that, there might be a situation that asks you to prove that. The Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is self-doubt. It's a limiting self-belief. Sometimes it feels like we're stuck or we're trapped here. The Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups came through right at the beginning of the year in January, where the message I got was that the happiness you feel in January is linked to or created by a breakthrough around an illusion you were under. So it's sometimes it can be psychologically unraveling to break free of illusions, because we have to question who these people are. Who am I? What the fuck? What is the world and what's my part to play in it? Like, all of these kind of existential questions can come up. With the Eight of Swords, the blindfold is on, and you might be back in the arena in August, Leo, of doing some more illusion shattering, okay? Rose-colored glasses all year. I don't blame you. It's fantastic. Sometimes it's easier to see things in a certain way. I get that. But you've done this before. It's not your first rodeo, so you can shatter illusions. And August, it seems to be that you're not seeing something clearly. There could be denial. There could be just you just don't want to see it. That's okay. The Seven of Cups is something that is in the shadows and it's not clear. There could be deception. The Eight of Swords is your unwillingness to go there, to face it, to deal with it. Just something to consider for August. Let's see, did this person reply to me? Okay, all set. I don't usually do that, but there is a situation that is calling me to have to be present. Okay. Present there, but now we're present here with you, Leo. So the Two of Cups coming through in September, I mean, what does it look like? It looks like understanding, it looks like romance, it looks like love, it looks like a relationship, it looks like a pact or a vow or a promise. I think it at least looks like mutual understanding. Ace of Wands. So the aces that are coming through with these gorgeous cup cards would just be telling me, like, you want it, you want this friendship, you want this inner circle, you want the soul tribe, you want the feeling of community, the sense of belonging, you want to find your people. Ace of Swords, you can have it. Same goes with the Two of Cups. Do you want to attract a union into your life, a friendship, a partnership? Do you want to feel aligned with somebody? Do you want to go deeper? Do you want to feel more conscious in your relationship together? Do you want to inspire healing? The Ace of Wands, you can do it. The Ace of Wands is very passionate, very much it's about attraction and desire sometimes. It can be about sexuality, and it can be about maybe even lust or eros. But this together shows some real injection of passion and sex appeal and desire into your life. This could come up with an exciting new experience in the dating field if you're interested. This could come into an existing relationship of yours. This could be not romantic or sexual in nature or physical. This could be much more about a burst of insight and creativity rushing through you, which is inspiring you to partner with somebody, to collaborate, or to kind of make a promise. There's a Virgo energy throughout this reading, and we're seeing that come through. Really, like, I feel like a Virgo is important for the second half of the year to you. for whatever reason. If not, it's the Virgo energy of preparation. So that's very interesting too, actually. When I say the word preparation, I'm like, that makes sense. You're preparing for something because you're reaping rewards and feeling blessed all year. There probably is going to be this kind of like thirst that kind of gets going in you, and this is the Virgo energy again, where you're now planning for the next big move this year, and you're planning for, you know, something that's kind of like the next challenge or the next time of rolling up your sleeves and getting down to business. So that's really what's coming through with the Hermit card in October. Planning, preparation, reviewing. You know, you could have a situation where you're under review, you're waiting for people to get back to you. Did you get the position? You're reviewing candidates, you're interviewing, you're researching, you're studying. Another Virgo energy coming through. Yeah, October for many of us, because it's the final eclipse in the sign of Libra, and that's the final eclipse in Libra with the South Node that we're going to see for like 18 years. Now we'll see a Libra North Node configuration of eclipses in about 9 years roughly, but we're not going to be like the Libra part of your chart won't be activated by eclipses for quite some time now. But because this Judgment card at the bottom of the deck is quite pivotal, quite like unearthing and awakening, and it really is sort of like sending like impulses to you in a bigger way. There's like a current here. That's sort of talking about like October in the collective is going to feel like this, because we have that like closing out ceremony, closing down ceremony in the Libra part of our chart. So there's been big lessons learned, big themes that have been developed, big rewards that have come through in the Libra section of your chart, and it's been a shift. Now, the Hermit card and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, you're going to be reviewing something. In a sense, I feel like the Nine of Pentacles in reverse is something about it not being good quality, it's inadequate, it's not really fit for purpose. So you might be reviewing at this point what is no longer working. It might be at this kind of like Nine of Pentacles, Nine of being the Hermit is a number 9 too. Nines are a number that represent the end of a spiritual cycle, and it's almost like the final act of a play. It's not the very final, which is the 10, but you know when you're watching a play you kind of get this sense that you know when that it's about to be over. Maybe we have the time that it's over, but we also can tell like, oh, all these characters are coming back together, that storyline is wrapping up, oh okay, I see how that's being figured out. So there is this sense that in October that loose ends are being tied up for you, things are kind of coming together, but there's a bittersweet quality here because you've realized that some things aren't really going to be continuing with you, and it's annoying because sometimes you've spent money on them, sometimes you've invested, sometimes they've just been a part of your life, but there's a bittersweet quality, and that's maybe the bitter part. The sweetness is that at the same time you can still feel this building up of what's next to come, or what's still to come around this, or perhaps what's new, or what's something else for you. So there's a little bit of both there, but basically the Hermit says take your time with everything, review the situation. It does seem like you're going to be looking into things rather deeply and like analyzing and processing, and there might be a bit of a wait, and there might be a delay, and it might be frustrating. Now, so in the month of November and December, we have the Two of Wands and the Knight of Rods. This is about some sort of a decision that you're making, and you're striking forward in these 2 months with a lot of gusto. I actually see, I'm going to pull two cards for this, the Two of Wands and the Knight of Rods, or Wands. I actually see that these couple of months, the World card, very good, and then another Three of Cups. I actually see that these final months of the year are when there's like this kind of overall decision to be made and you take a kind of inspiring direction forward, and it's a little more ambition and more victory, and there is another great success story here at the end of the year for you. Before we get into what that looks like, this would be a great time for you to subscribe. If you've stuck with me for this long, Leo, thank you so much for sharing your energy with me. Leave me a comment, of course, like and subscribe, share the love, and I wish you such an amazing 2024. But the World card is the final card of the deck. We see the Fool card setting out on his adventure near the beginning of the year 0, only to culminate towards the end of the year in the World card with a great feeling of success and a great breakthrough and victory. We're also just seeing that everything is now tied together for you, and there's been a ceremonial rite of passage, a graduation, a victory, something that you've worked for, something that you've worked towards. It's all kind of coming together now, and it leaves you with this question of really, what's next? Should I stay? Should I go? What's the next step to make? Should I take that offer? Should I not? What should I do about it? Where am I going? And these kind of things come after this person kind of has the world in their hand, so to speak, and the World card is like about attainment and it all being perfect. The Knight of Rods tells me, why don't you follow what you're most motivated by? This is a card of passion. This is a card of inspiration. It's a card of movement, and it's not stagnant. First of all, yes, celebrate again. Please continue celebrating. Celebrate all year. What a gift and joy it is for you to be alive. And, you know, everything's worked out very nicely for you this year, so celebrate that. And then go follow your heart, follow your dreams. That's really what I would say, as cheesy as it sounds. Fantastic reading, probably one of the greatest, most positive and uplifting readings I've done so far, and I think that you are the 8th sign I've read for. Thank you so much for watching, Leo, and I'll talk to you soon.